They were inseparable, two teenage girls who believed nothing could ever come between them. But one reckless night would change their lives forever, setting off a chain of secrets, betrayals, and an unbreakable bond that would be tested by time. Elisabeth and Gloria were not just ordinary teenage girls. They were bold, fearless, and inseparable. Their school days were filled with laughter, rebellion, and a promise to always protect each other. But one night changed everything. They snuck out, chased excitement, and danced beneath the city lights. That's where Elisabeth met him, older, charming, and dangerous. Their secret romance ended with a test in her hand, 2 lines, and a future she was too young to face. Terrified and alone, Elisabeth turned to Gloria. And Gloria stood by her like a sister. They hid the pregnancy with oversized sweaters in silence. When the headmistress found out, she demanded Elisabeth terminated, but she refused. The headmistress had a choice: protect the school's reputation or do what was right. She chose silence. When Elisabeth gave birth, the girls handed the baby over to Margaret, an old woman living in the forest, far from the world. And then, they walked back through the school gates as if nothing had ever happened. They never spoke of it again. Years later, Elisabeth became a celebrated artist. Gloria became a doctor. Both women had families, careers, and what looked like perfect lives. But in a small house deep in the forest, Hope, the daughter they left behind, grew up with questions. After Margaret's death, she found a diary, and the truth unraveled like a thread pulling at her soul. She followed that thread all the way to an art gallery, where she stood in front of the woman who had given her away and said, "You are my mother." The room went silent. The cameras flashed. Elisabeth's world shattered. Her husband was furious. "Why did you lie to me? Is she my daughter?" Elisabeth lowered her head, tears falling. "No, she isn't. But she's mine." Her children stared at Hope with confusion. Who was this girl? Why had no one told them? Gloria's husband turned to her, heartbroken. "You knew all these years." She couldn't speak, just nodded, shame heavy in her eyes. And the headmistress, now older and alone, received a letter with a photo of Hope and Elisabeth reunited. She stood at her office window, the weight of her past silence finally pressing down on her chest. Hope stayed at Elisabeth's house for a while, but she didn't feel welcome. The family treated her like a stranger. One day she packed her bags. She whispered, "I thought I'd found my place, but maybe I was wrong." But Elisabeth chased after her, crying, "Please don't go. I should have fought for you. I'm ready to make things right." The healing was slow, but it began. Gloria stood by Elisabeth again, not to hide, but to help her heal. Elisabeth's husband and children learned to open their hearts. Hope, once abandoned, now had a place at the table. Elisabeth became a voice for young mothers, standing on stages, urging them not to suffer in silence. Gloria started a foundation for girls in crisis. And Hope? She finally smiled. Because sometimes pain can give birth to purpose, and secrets, even the darkest ones, can lead to light when faced with truth and love. In a quiet park, Elisabeth, Gloria, and Hope sit on a bench. No more lies, no more running, just peace. A mother, a daughter, and a friend, smiling, healed, and whole.